Last Friday, Enduro Bike magazine from Germany reported that YT Industries was closing and shutting its doors. Well, so many articles have come out since then, some statements from their CEO about that not being true. In this video, I'm going to explain what's happening, who is trying to take over the company, and what are the prospects for the future. Okay, let's start out with the publication that got this news going. Enduro Mountain Bike magazine from Germany. They are local to YT Industries, so we figured they had some inside information. And they've since modified this article. Before they said close, shut its doors, and now they have some information from a quote from Markus. So what they said is YT Industries has not found any investors, and they will suspend operations for the time being. Before they said they were closing, and they put a quote from Markus, and they said they gave us 3 months to find a new investor. Unfortunately, the offers we received were an absolute joke and not worth considering. That's why I decided to buy the company back myself. The creditors committee has already approved my offer, and we are finalizing the process. It says the U.S. subsidiary is not affected. Okay, so this is crazy. So basically, they were in Chapter 11 and trying to restructure, find a new investor. They could not find a new investor. So the next step is Chapter 7, which is liquidation, the equivalent in Germany. And so Markus said he will buy the company and keep it on its keep it operational. But then there's also that they laid off most of their staff in Germany. They had something like 200 employees at one point, so maybe they laid off a ton of people. They said they have a few more skeleton people, and they say U.S. people the U.S. operations is under a different entity, so not affected. How's that possible? Okay, so Pink Bike had a take on it. I think they talked to some people as well. Flossman says the deal is going to finalize in 4 weeks, depending on how quickly contracts are closed. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to attempt to explain what's going to happen. What are the chances of this company surviving? So Bike Radar is from the UK. It says he could not find an investor. Again, this quote is funny. We have the offers we receive are an absolute joke. If you are in insolvency and dealing with courts, you don't use that kind of language. It doesn't instill confidence in your owners, your investors, your creditors, and your customers. So I'm sure Markus is going through a tough time. That's why I decided to buy the company myself. Flossman said most of the staff has been released in Europe and a small team to handle customer inquiries and process orders. Maybe some warranties and stuff. For those who are waiting on orders or waiting for a refund, every customer order will be fulfilled if the bike is stock or refunded. To ensure this, I have personally invested a significant amount of private funds. Outstanding orders will be completed in 4 to 6 weeks. I'll give you a little graphic too of the history of YT. So YT was founded in 2008 by Markus selling some BMX bikes that were super cheap but offered a lot for the money. 2009 they launched the 2S, the DH bike. 2014 the Capra, Jeff C on 2017, very successful. And then 2019 the YT Decoy. All right, so they had the ISO, some other stuff. And in 2021, he sold the company to a private equity firm called Ardian. Ardian is a $1 billion company, and they took the majority stake on the company. At that point, Markus basically left, doing some marketing, and Ardian ran it. 2025, back in June or July, the insolvency in Germany was declared, and And now in September is when all this is happening. The rescue is not coming to fruition. No investor wants to put money in, but Markus does. So what is going on? So the stage that they're on is insolvency, self-administration insolvency, and I published a video on this. And basically, the management gets to keep running the company and looking for a buyer. Okay, and they have not found a buyer, so they are not in liquidation yet, but they're in rescue restructuring process. So everyone's trying to avoid the company shutting down and liquidating. Can Markus Flossman buy the company back legally? And the answer is yes. Under certain circumstances, the founder or any investor could buy back all of the company. So he could be just an investor, but there's a few obligations. There's something really important here that has to happen. Court approval, creditor approval. So not only he says Ardian has already approved it, but the courts have to approve it, and the creditors have to approve it as well. And the key is he has to come up with enough money that it is acceptable and not preferential. Obviously, you don't want Markus coming in and says, "Hey, I have 50 grand. It's better than zero. Take it, or this company goes bankrupt." So it has to be acceptable to the creditors and to the current owners of the company. So that's what's happening here. So a lot of complexity in this deal. So the main thing is the other option is liquidation. So there's the company has assets. They have maybe a building, furniture, inventory, machinery, patents, and all that. You could liquidate that, and that's if Markus' deal, what he's offering is not as much as that as the liquidation, then they'll just liquidate. Basically, it has to be the best possible offer for the creditors and the owners. Markus would need to bring enough capital acceptable under insolvency rules to make the offer credible. It has to be a credible offer and acceptable to creditors. Millions is what I'm thinking. Creditors and parties have to be assured that it's not a preferential treatment or undervalued, kind of stealing the company from underneath the bankruptcy, right? The court will scrutinize for fairness. So this will take about a month, maybe 2. This is not an easy process. When money is involved, it's a fight. It's a fight for scraps, for pennies on the dollar is what they say. Hopefully you get 100 pennies for the dollar, but you won't. So it's gonna be like a part of what you put in, or what's owed to you is what you're gonna get back. All right. So Markus is saying the creditors have already approved his offer. So, but there is a lot of steps. There are a lot of steps in this process. He plans to relaunch the brand under this setup. But here are some of the steps. Submit a proposal, present to the creditors committee, formalize the transaction, register the changes, transfer the funds, implementation of new operations. So this is a long and difficult, painful process. Meanwhile, your asset, your company, it's decomposing while this is happening, because you can't really engineer, you can't market, you can't sell. And then the other question is he willing to go through this pain? And why would he risk all his money for this? Let's say he puts in $5 million. Why would you invest $5 million in this? He should reasonably expect that it's going to be worth more for all that effort. So I think it's in the balance. It's in the balance. The intentions are there, but it's no slam dunk. I would not touch this company. I would not buy the bikes at the moment. It's devaluing. The quicker it can be done, the better. But obviously, it's been 3 months of limbo period, and we're entering winter. The winter, I call it the winter of discontent. There's not going to be a lot of bikes sold. There's going to be a lot more shutdowns and bankruptcies, I think, bike companies during this winter. So it's gonna be a tough time. obviously we wanted to survive, just so we have another option and support for all the owners out there with parts and bikes. Thanks a ton. Let me know in the comments what you think.